They carried entire generations through moments of joy, heartbreak, and wonder. But in 2025,
Hollywood actor Val Kilmer has died following a long health battle.
the curtain fell for far too many beloved stars. Some left quietly, others suddenly. Yet every name leaves behind a story, a legacy, and a piece of film history that will never fade. This is famous actors who have passed away so far in 2025. Few actors ever burned as brightly or as unpredictably as Val Kilmer. The Top Gun star, who died on April 1, 2025 at 65 from pneumonia, lived a life as intense as the characters he played. To some, he was a perfectionist. To others, impossible.
Yeah, I'm kind of blacklisted. I haven't gotten a studio job in 15 years.
But even his critics admitted when Kilmer was on, he was magnetic. From Jim Morrison in The Doors to the smooth, cold Iceman of Top Gun, he brought both danger and vulnerability to the screen. His turn as Batman in Batman Forever gave him a brief brush with superstardom, though he often dismissed fame as a distraction from the craft.
I really didn't have a chance to defend myself.
Right, yeah.
So the hardest part was calling friends and people that I worked with.
It's embarrassing, isn't it?
Kilmer's reputation for being difficult followed him for decades, clashing with directors like John Frankenheimer and co-stars who struggled with his intensity. Yet filmmakers such as Michael Mann and Oliver Stone praised him for the same qualities others feared: commitment, precision, and absolute belief in the work. Off-screen, tragedy marked his early life: the loss of his brother, a fractured family, and years of artistic restlessness. But in his later years, humility replaced volatility. Through projects like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, his memoir I'm Your Huckleberry, and the documentary Val, he learned to laugh at himself, and at last, to find peace. For decades, Gene Hackman embodied authenticity, the everyman with a quiet force that filled the screen. On February 18, 2025, the two-time Oscar winner was found dead alongside his wife, pianist Betsy Arakawa, in their secluded Santa Fe home. He was 95.
Are they moving at all?
No, dude, they're not moving. Just send somebody out here really quick.
Okay, my units are on their way, okay?
Friends said their lives together were filled with art, laughter, and peaceful solitude, far from Hollywood's noise. They built their home high in the New Mexico mountains, where Hackman painted, wrote novels, and rode his bike well into his 90s.
And we worked in there for 4 or 5 days, and we did many setups and a variety of angles. We did one shot that was 360 degrees.
Hackman's career was the definition of range. From The French Connection and Unforgiven to Hoosiers and The Firm, he gave every role a grounded human truth. Yet off-screen, he was known for kindness, humility, and curiosity. A man who'd rather talk about you than himself. He tried, he once said, when asked how he'd like to be remembered. It was typical of his modesty, but history will say he did far more than try. In Santa Fe, Hackman and Arakawa were beloved neighbors, generous to artists, loyal to friends, and utterly inseparable. Their sudden passing leaves not just a hole in cinema, but in the quiet community they called home. Nicky Katt spent a lifetime playing the guy you couldn't ignore. Sometimes the villain, sometimes the wild card, always unforgettable. The actor, best known as teacher Harry Sennett on Boston Public, died by suicide on April 8, 2025, in Burbank. He was 54. Born in Los Angeles as Agustin Islas, Katt began performing before he was 10, appearing in shows like Quincy M.E. and V. But it was the 1990s that gave him his edge. that smirking, dangerous energy that made every scene feel unpredictable.
Our country's getting a bad rap just because we kill each other. Well, that's manly.
In Richard Linklater's Dazed and Confused, he was the bully Clint Bruno. In The Limey, a hitman. In The Way of the Gun, a wounded bodyguard with an unforgettable exit. He brought that same intensity to Boiler Room, The Brave One, and Insomnia. Yet off camera, Katt spoke with humor and self-awareness about the darkness he often portrayed. "I'm kind of like oxygen for a drowning man," he once said, describing how he brought levity to heavy moments. Whether voicing a rogue in a Star Wars game or bantering in School of Rock, Katt's work pulsed with raw honesty, flawed, funny, and deeply human. His passing leaves behind a filmography that feels as restless as the man himself. Kim Sae-ron's story is one that began in bright lights and ended in heartbreak. The South Korean actress, once celebrated as one of the nation's most gifted child stars, was found dead in early 2025 at just 24 years old. Her final note, posted privately months before her passing, revealed both gratitude and pain. She thanked the colleagues who stood by her and left a message for those who hadn't, a quiet plea for understanding from someone who had carried too much for too long. Kim first captured audiences at 9 in A Brand New Life, and later in The Man from Nowhere, earning acclaim for her emotional depth far beyond her years. But fame came early, and judgment came fast. Following a 2022 drunk driving incident, she withdrew from public life, burdened by legal troubles, debt, and isolation. Even so, friends described her as kind, fiercely independent, and struggling to find peace in an industry that often shows little mercy. Her final words, "At least now, I won't be in pain anymore," echo with devastating clarity. Kim Sae-ron's light burned intensely, and though it dimmed too soon, her work remains as proof of a rare and aching talent. Jonathan Joss lived his life out loud, brilliant, volatile, and deeply human. The actor, best known as the voice of John Redcorn on King of the Hill and Chief Ken Hotate on Parks and Recreation.
Upon my death, I would like to pass the land on to you, Dale, for all the help you've given.
Was shot and killed outside his San Antonio home on June 1, 2025. He was 59. Police say the shooting followed a neighborhood dispute, but for his husband, Tristan Kern de Gonzalez, it was an act of hate, a crime fueled by months of harassment and homophobia. Joss died shielding the man he loved. Born to Comanche and White Mountain Apache parents, Joss broke barriers in Hollywood. He gave native characters humor, complexity, and pride, a rarity in the 1990s. His work in True Grit, The Magnificent Seven, and The Limey showed his range, but it was John Redcorn that made him iconic, a role he cherished for giving voice to his culture in an unexpected way. Yet behind the talent was turmoil, addiction, erratic behavior, and isolation that shadowed his later years. To his fans, he was warm and generous. To his friends, he was chaotic and kind. And to his husband, he was a hero. Jonathan Joss's life defied simplicity, and in that, perhaps, lay his deepest truth. Katherine Apanovich spent a lifetime in front of the camera, from a tap-dancing child on Junior Showtime to the sharp-tongued women who stirred up drama in Britain's most beloved soaps.
People are constantly coming up to me and saying, twice nightly Whiteley, twice nightly Whiteley. And
She passed away on March 3, 2025, aged 64, after a long illness. Born in Pudsey, West Yorkshire, she was the daughter of a salon owner and a Polish RAF pilot turned baker, a background that gave her both discipline and warmth, qualities that shone through every performance. Her breakout role came as Nurse Rose Butchins in the BBC's Angels, a gritty hospital series unafraid to show the messiness of real life. Then came EastEnders, where she played Magda Tchaikovsky, one of Dirty Den Watts's many entanglements, and later Emmerdale, as sharp but big-hearted reporter Helen Ackroyd. Off-screen, Apanovich was a lively broadcaster and presenter, and for over a decade she shared her life with Countdown's Richard Whiteley, their enduring love later captured in her memoir Richard by Katherine. Through every role, Katherine Apanovich brought empathy, humor, and an unmistakable northern spark, a performer who never stopped finding joy in storytelling. Before he was Norm, the barstool philosopher of Cheers, George Wendt was just a kid from Chicago's South Side, proud of his roots and allergic to pretense.
Yeah, Vera read Women's Magazine over the weekend. Article says you gotta put romance back in the marriage.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Yeah. She says I gotta act like we're courting, right?
The beloved actor died at home on May 20th, 2025, at 76, exactly 32 years to the day after Cheers aired its finale. To millions, he'll forever be the man who turned Norm into a national greeting, but to his friends, he was simply George, kind, funny, and endlessly loyal. Born in 1948 in Beverly, Illinois, Wendt came from a big Catholic family with 8 siblings. He flunked out of Notre Dame before finding his real education at Chicago's Second City, where he joined the main stage in 1975 and discovered his comedic voice. 7 years later came Cheers, where Norm Peterson became America's favorite everyman, a symbol of humor, humility, and heart. Wendt carried that spirit everywhere, from the legendary Da Bears Saturday Night Live sketches to countless theater returns in his hometown. A devoted husband to actress Bernadette Burkett and father of 3, he remained a Chicagoan through and through, a man who found laughter in life's ordinary corners and made it unforgettable. For nearly 7 decades, John Woodvine was one of Britain's most commanding presences, on stage, on screen, and in every story he touched. The acclaimed actor died peacefully at his home on October 6, 2025, at the age of 96. A statement from his agent called him an extraordinary actor, admired by all who met, knew, and worked with him, and few in British theater or television would disagree.
I work in the hospital where they brought the Kessler boy. He was talking about werewolves, monsters.
Born in South Shields in 1929, Woodvine trained at RADA before joining the Royal Shakespeare Company, where his deep voice and quiet authority made him a natural for kings, generals, and haunted men. He played Banquo to Ian McKellen's Macbeth and appeared in more than 70 stage productions across the Old Vic, National Theatre, and RSC. On television, he became a familiar face through Z Cars and New Scotland Yard. Film fans remember him as the stern Inspector Villiers in An American Werewolf in London, and later as a steady presence in Miss Potter, The Crown, and Ennismen. Beyond the spotlight, he was a devoted husband to actress Lynn Farley and father to actress Mary Woodvine, a family steeped in storytelling and in grace. Each of these actors gave us something timeless, characters that live on long after the credits roll. As we look back on their lives, we're reminded how fragile time truly is, and how much one performance, one smile, one line can mean to millions. Which of these stars touched your heart the most? Tell us in the comments below. If you'd like to honor their memory, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories celebrating the lives behind the legends. Thank you for watching.